The FBI is once again under fire, and this time, Director Kash Patel may have just put the entire case against Tyler Robinson at risk. What's happening here is more than just bad PR. This could change how justice is served in the murder of Charlie Kirk. We're not going to waste time. Here's the first report you need to see.
FBI Director Kash Patel is about to face some tough questions when he testifies this week on Capitol Hill after some mistakes in his handling of Charlie Kirk's assassination investigation. Conservative activist Chris Rufo posted this. It's time for Republicans to assess whether Patel is the right man to run the FBI, adding that he performed terribly in the last few days. So Patel prematurely announced the suspect was in custody. He also appeared to take credit for the FBI's release of images that ultimately led to the suspect's arrest.
That's a serious accusation, and it frames exactly why Patel's testimony this week is so high stakes. His premature announcement and self-congratulation over an arrest that came thanks to the suspect's own family, not FBI heroics, have bipartisan critics questioning whether he can still lead the Bureau. And then Patel doubled down, taking to cable news to defend his handling of the case, and in doing so, may have jeopardized it even further.
We flexed all resources the FBI had and surged multiple air assets as soon as this shooting occurred. We were cycling in agents, evidence response technicians, hostage rescue technicians, and special operators in and out of Utah. And what we learned was there was evidence, DNA evidence that could be collected and had been collected, including a screwdriver that was found on the rooftop. Also, we went over to the scene in the wooded area where the firearm was discarded, and the firearm had a towel wrapped around it. It's important. I'll get back to that later.
This is where things go from bad optics to potentially damaging the prosecution. Revealing details like DNA evidence and recovered weapons before charges are filed opens the door for serious legal challenges from the defense, including arguments that the suspect's right to a fair trial has already been compromised. MSNBC convened a panel to analyze Patel's comments, and what they said should worry anyone who wants to see justice done.
So, Barb, with the FBI director revealing the DNA match and some of these other evidence that has been collected, he says he's all about transparency. The suspect, of course, has not been charged yet. Is it problematic for the head of the FBI to be putting all this information out there?
You know, Anna, it's as if you saw my head exploding while I was listening to his comments. It's absolutely inappropriate for him to be making these comments. Not only should someone neither confirm nor deny the existence of an investigation, you know, in a case like this, it's obvious that they're investigating and they should to be assuring the public. But to detail the evidence is contrary to regulations that govern the practices of the Department of Justice. That's because when you share the results of evidence, you can violate the due process rights of a defendant and jeopardize their right to a fair trial. Maybe Kash Patel doesn't care about his rights to a fair trial, but he should be caring about the success of this prosecution and investigation. And so it does tee up a potential motion for the defendant to use these words against Kash Patel as a suggestion that he would be denied a right to a fair trial. Now, I don't think any judge is going to dismiss this case based on what is likely to be the strength of the evidence, but it could result in a change of venue or other kinds of complications that you just don't need. So I would ordinarily say this is amateurish. Maybe that's what it is, but it also seems like it is more about driving a political story than a sound criminal investigation.
This is the heart of the problem. A criminal case should be built in the courtroom, not on television. If Patel's media strategy ends up giving Robinson's defense an opening, we could see delays, venue changes, or worse, evidence excluded entirely. At this point, Patel's critics aren't just calling out bad judgment, they're warning that the entire investigation could be compromised. For the sake of justice, the priority needs to be building an airtight case, not rehabilitating the FBI's image. If Patel can't keep politics out of law enforcement, maybe it's time for new leadership at the Bureau. Someone who can protect both the integrity of investigations and the rights of defendants while still delivering accountability. If you care about justice and the rule of law, now is the moment to pay attention. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and drop a comment. Do you think Kash Patel should step down as FBI director?